Today we are going to build and simulate a simple circuit using Logisim, our digital simulator. You don't need to understand the functioning, how does this circuit work, because we are going to explain it in greater details in future. You just have to follow me step by step, because the purpose of this video is just to understand how the simulator works, how to simulate, to build and simulate a circuit. So this is the main window of Logisim, and you see here there are many categories, types of components. I'm going to choose memory and click on the plus sign here, and then I choose counter. And simply I just put this component in any place I want, clicking on the main window. Here it is. And you see I have this little window down here, and here we have the properties of the component. So I'm going to change some properties. That data bits I choose 4 instead of 8, which is the default value. And 4, sorry. And the maximum value, I choose 0x9. And the last thing, instead of rising edge, I choose falling edge. So be careful to choose the right values for all these properties. Then I take another component, and here in input output I choose the X digit display, this one. I put it here on the screen, and then I want to connect this output of the counter to this input of the hex digital display. So be careful, because here we have 2 different input. You see, if I go with my pointer, the pointer of the cursor of the mouse near the input, there is a tooltip that shows you the meaning of the input. I want to connect this one to this one. Simply click with the left click with the mouse and drag to draw a link, a wire, between this output and this input. And then I want to take these 2 components, connected, and duplicate them. So I must select with the mouse, just dragging and drawing a rectangle to select all the circuits. Then on the keyboard I use Ctrl plus C and Ctrl plus V to copy and paste the circuit. This is the copy. I can click and drag everywhere. So now I have 2 identical copies of the same circuit. Then I take another input, a wiring component, which is the clock. I put it here, and I show you I can rotate, I can change the position, the direction of this component, simply choosing the facing. So I choose facing north here, and I connect this one to this one, to this little arrow you see here. So as before, simply left click and drag. And finally, I want to connect this output carry to the clock of the second counter. I can draw in this way the wire connecting the 2. And finally, our circuit is finished. Now I have to switch to the second mode of operation of Logisim. You see, you have 2 different icons here. When I use the arrow, I am in editing mode. So in this mode, I can build the circuit. And if I want to simulate it, I have to change it to the little hand mode. So now you see the pointer has changed, and now I click on the clock and I see that on the display I see the number from 1 to 9, and then after 9 I have 0, and this one goes to 1, and so on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 20. But I can also to see this in automatically mode, so go to simulate and choose ticks enable. You see, with ticks enable, the clock goes on automatically, and I can choose the frequency because it's a little high now, so I choose a lower frequency. And now you can see I made a counter which counts from 0 to 99 and then back to 0 using Logisim. If you want to stop the simulation, just choose here. Okay, now two last things. First, you can zoom in and out of the circuit using the central wheel of your mouse and the control button on the control key on the keyboard. So if you want to see, if you want, you can drag the whole circuit so to explore every part of it. And you can also select and put the entire circuit in a different place. And the last thing, I want to save our circuit, so I go to File, Save, and I go to the folder where I put Logisim. You have to simply give a name to the circuit. I call it counters, and then save. Now, if I go to the folder where I saved it, you see I have a second file. By the way, if you don't see these 3-4 letters circ on your Windows operating system, it's because you have to choose to show the extension in the file name. It's not very important, but if you want to see it, you can have to tick this one. So last thing, I close Logisim. If I want to open again the file, I can simply drag the file above the icons of Logisim and waiting. And you see after some second, we'll see Logisim and our circuit in it. Okay, or another way, more complicated, you open, you run Logisim, and then in Logisim you select File and Open to open the circuit I have saved just now. So this one, and then I have to find the right folder, which is this one, and double click and open. Okay, so I think that's all by now. Goodbye.